If you've ever felt like you needed to prove to others that you were worth loving, I'm super in that boat. This has been one of the limiting beliefs that I've been working the hardest to overcome is the idea that I need to prove that I'm worth loving and that I'm deserving of love. The problem with that thinking is that it connects your sense of value to all these external things. So I realized that to some degree, my lovability factors are my charisma, my confidence, my finances, my vehicle maybe, like physical fitness, my foundation in my church. Those are my foundations, and those are the things that I project outwards and say, because of this, I am lovable. And man, I've been going through it, and I feel like everything has been stripped down, getting slammed on all sides. I feel like my charisma has turned to depression, my confidence has turned to anxiety. Everything feels shaken, and it's really difficult. But I think it's also been a good thing for me to try to strip it all away so that I can start seeing that I'm worth loving for me and not for what I do. I think there's a lot of me that says if I'm not serving enough people, then that means I'm worthless. If I'm not doing so much good, then that means I'm worthless. If I'm not charismatic, then that means I'm worthless. Maybe it was because I was scared of getting married. I didn't realize how avoidant I was. Everything that I was showing my future spouse, like this is why you should marry me, went away. She's a trooper. But it's been really helpful for me to take all those things away and realize it wasn't because I was charismatic that I was lovable. It wasn't because I was confident and I had hope in the future that I was lovable. And it's not a bad thing to be charismatic, and it's not a bad thing to be confident. It's not a bad thing to have hope and faith in the future. Not bad to be physically fit or have a foundation in a church, but attaching your self-worth to those things can be really painful. Right? You don't look at a baby like a child, an infant. When an infant is born, you don't look at that infant and say, okay, are you charismatic? Because if you're not, then I'm not going to love you. That's ridiculous. Like, that's preposterous. We would never do that, but for whatever reason, we do that to ourselves. We just look at a baby and we love them because they're lovable, because they're a child of God. But then, for whatever reason, as time goes on and we get older, we start conditionalizing love, saying, oh, because I'm not charismatic, that means I'm not lovable. Because this, that means I'm not lovable. Whoa! And we start trying to prove to people like I have, like, oh, look, I'm physically fit, please love me. Stop. Your worth didn't come because you were physically fit. That's been one of the most eye-opening things, to have everything that I thought was my reason for being loved to be stripped away right before getting married so that I can realize I am valuable as I am right now. Still an idea I'm trying to wrap my head around, and it's still an idea that a lot of people are trying to wrap their heads around. But you are lovable just as you are right now, whether or not you prove to anybody that you deserve love. You deserve love now.